All right, welcome back. Now, this is the second part of lesson 6. In the previous part, we talked about the problem that we had to solve for business users. We received product requirements to create a program that would help business users calculate their revenue, their expenses, and their profit, plus their cost per product. And so now we're going to implement our profit calculator step by step, following the exact approach we structured in our previous lesson. All right. So I just want to say one thing to remember, just in general, about when you write code is you always want to be writing code in a way that is easy to read. So think about that with the way you name your variables, the way you structure your code, the comments that you use. Always think about that you're writing code in a way so it's easy for other people to read. Okay, so let's get started. All right, let me move my nugget head. Okay, so I've created a profit calculator.py file, which is going to house our program. And let's just have a quick look at our requirements again. All right, so what inputs does the user need to provide? So our first step is to collect the necessary information from the user. And so we determined that we need those 3 inputs. So number of products sold, price per product, and cost per product. So in this instance, it's not a requirement, but a better user experience, it would be a good idea to welcome the user to this program. So we're going to display a welcome message. Now, in the real world, when you're adding new features, you want to make sure that you get buy-in from the product manager. But in this case, I'm the product manager, so yes, I want you to display a welcome message. So how do we display a welcome message? We're going to use a print statement. Okay, now, you might see something interesting right here, and it's this \n. What is this? This is called a new line character, and it's used for visual spacing. It creates a space before the welcome profit calculator message. And if we place it at the end of it, it would create a space after it. So the terminal can get crowded. So it's nice to add these new lines to have just a better experience. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Control R to run this program so we can see. Let me just quickly show you the difference. You see, welcome to the profit calculator. Now, if I remove this new line, this is what it appears like. And it's right buttered up against this one internal line. So I'm going to go ahead and just put that back. All right, cool. So next, what we need to do is we need to get the inputs from the user. So let's go ahead and use that input function because we're going to have to ask the user a question. Okay, so I'm going to leave a little message. User input. So let's go ahead with the first input, which is how many products did you sell? And then the second input, what's the price per product? And then the third input, what's your cost per product? Okay, so let's just go ahead and test this out. Just gonna do this super simple. All right. Welcome to the profit calculator. How many products did you sell? 5. What's the price per product? 10. What's your cost per product? 3. Okay, so inputs are working correctly. All right, let me just get rid of this. So what do we have next here? So what outputs does the program need to return? All right, so we know that we need to output revenue, expenses, profit per product. So how do we calculate these outputs? We conveniently have the calculations written out for us, so I'm just going to copy and paste. All right, so total revenue, products sold times price per product. So we have our products sold times cost per product. We have our cost per product, total revenue minus total expenses, and then we have some division here. So you can see that our editor is yelling at us. And why is it yelling at us? Well, okay, the reason why it's yelling at us is that we need to make sure that we convert our input strings into numbers. What type of numbers? Well, we can use an integer or we can use a float. I think since we're going to be talking about money here, why don't we use a float? Okay, so I'm just going to put this up here. Convert to float. Okay, so product sold equals float, product sold, and then price per product equals float, price per product, and then cost per product equals float. Alrighty, so we started here, we got the inputs, which are a string, assigned it to the product sold, and then now we're going to convert them all to float, and this is where we do the conversion process, and then afterwards we'll be able to calculate these outputs, and that we will be assigning to total revenue, total expenses, total profit, and profit per product. All right, so let's go back to our plan, and here we are. This is where we need to figure out how we are going to output this information. And so we need to make sure it looks like this. If I go, let me see, can I view it? There we go. It needs to look like this. So we have to figure out how we are going to make this separator line. All right, so now we need to display this. So I'm going to go ahead and copy expected output format. And so to make this separator line, we're going to use our print statement. And then I'm going to show you this cool little trick that you can do. This is essentially an equal sign. And what we're going to do is we're going to multiply it by 40. And if we do that, let's see what happens. I'm going to run the program. All right, it's asking me for some questions. I think in the README, there was a set of output tests. Okay, test our code with this. So I'm also going to put that in here as well. Test code. Okay, so product sold is 50. What's the price per product? $20. And the cost per product, $7.50. Alrighty, and you can see that this printed out that separator line, which looks very similar to this. Okay, so then what is the next thing that we need to print then? Well, we probably just need to print. This is like a hacky way to do this. There are better ways to do what I'm going to do, but let's just start right here for now. I'm literally just going to have a whole bunch of spaces and just type profit calculator. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to, just to make things faster, just going to comment this out so we can just run these programs and see what the output looks like. So I'm going to run the program again. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to uncomment this so we can use our code again. And let's see. Next thing we need our total revenue. So after this print statement, I'm going to do print. I'm going to use the F string formatting. Looks like I have a typo. Total revenue. Okay, money sign, and then curly braces with total revenue. And then just gonna duplicate that and update this to be total expenses. To duplicate a line is Command D if you're on the Mac. So just gonna guess that's Control D if you're on the PC. All right, next line, total profit. And then profit per item. Okay, so let's try this out. And let me see, products sold, 50. Price per product, 20. Cost per product. This is looking pretty good. We are missing our last separator. If you look at this, and I'm going to go ahead and just copy this. And then also, if you notice, our currency values only have one decimal place. So we need to ensure that we have two decimal places. And the way to do that is inside of our print statement where we have our F string, we can add a colon dot to F. And that is another type of F string formatting that will ensure that we have exactly 2 decimal places. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for the others. Dot to F. Dot to F. And one more again. One more again. Okay, so let's run the program and see what's going on. I'm going to hit Control R. Okay, how many products did you sell? Let's see, I sold 50. Price per product, 20 bucks. $7.50 for cost per product. All right, total revenue, $1,000. Total expenses, $375. Let's see. This is looking pretty good. We outputted correctly. All right, so Dunzo, looking pretty good. And so we followed these exact steps that we planned out by breaking down the product requirements. And now our profit calculator is not only functional, but it's also formatted cleanly for a better user experience. Okay, so that's it. We've successfully implemented our profit calculator by following a structured approach. So we broke the problem down and we identified what we needed. We wrote our calculations step by step, and we formatted our output to match the example provided. So now that we've successfully built our profit calculator, it's time for you to apply everything you've learned to your own project. And this project is the Financial Freedom Calculator. So your challenge is to build a financial freedom calculator. And just like in the real world, engineers don't just write random code, they follow clear requirements. So your next project comes with a set of requirements, just like the profit calculator did. And this time, instead of calculating business profits, you're going to be helping users understand their personal finances and plan for their savings goal. So the project requirements and the information will be included in the course hub in this lesson under projects. So happy coding. If you have any problems, feel free to Discord channel to help learn Python. And I'm very excited to see what you guys come up with.